Yeah, like YouTube. See, like we here at Game Mavericks headquarters in Pasadena, California, have developed a number of
Texas,
techniques.
California.
Have developed a number of techniques for tricking content ID so it can't find our episodes. And
Listen,
because
listen, are you talking about the Star Fox Adventures part? Or are you talking about more than that?
No. I'm just talking about in general, so that, like, for example, if we ever did a Mario Maker playthrough, then the content ID would not, even though that game gets flagged a lot on YouTube, it wouldn't be able to find it because we use borders.
Borders, when it comes to video, borders, which is why you see so many, like, all the YouTube piracy has like mirrored images or like a big like green bar at the bottom.
Because it's just part of the reason we have the borders is because it gets rid of the black space on the side for 4x3 games.
I have no clue why the fuck the borders are fucking clouds. Can you explain that to me?
Oh, it's supposed to look like the title screen from Sonic Adventure 1.
Oh, so you based it on my favorite game, I see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, that's what...
Michael has too much power. I'm gonna take over the Game Mavericks one of these days from your
That's gonna be the Game Mavericks movie. It's just gonna be...
The Game Mavericks
Eric
movie.
builds a fascist army to take over the channel.
And I succeed at first, but then I'm unable to keep it up since I realize that it takes work, and then I end up having to beg you to come back. And then you sort of like save us, and that's the Game Mavericks movie.
Yeah.
I know that just the other day, for anybody who watches Super Beard Bros, which is another good Let's Play channel, in a similar vein as this one, they're like pretty chill and have some good conversations, but also like joke around a bit. I know that Alex on that show, aka Cool Man the Beard Man Bill, I'm sorry. And now I forgot what I was gonna fucking say. He's talking. What were we just talking about?
I don't fucking know.
I have that thing.
We were talking about YouTube
Nemo.
content ID.
No, it was after we were talking about that. But he made a comment that was so relevant. But I forget what it was. Fuck, Michael. This is the worst.
There's probably something about like Ant Bully or some obscure children's film.
No,
you laugh because you know it's true.
You're thinking of Game Mavericks episode 32 of whatever, whichever playthrough. Can I just say, can we have a moment of silence for our Jimmy Neutron playthrough?
You know what? I still have the raw Elgato file.
Fucking listen. I know the footage is really fucked up, but I had such a good time. That game was such horseshit. I mean, it was a pretty Game Grumps playthrough where like we wouldn't read any of the dialogue, and as a result we were like fucking around, and yet we still blame it on the game. But at least we mentioned that, and we were like pretty self-aware of that. But just walking around and like hearing, like seeing the shitty 3D polygons and like, oh my god!
I liked that part. My favorite part was at the beginning. It was just like, where I was like, the good news is that the game looks like the show. The bad news is that the show looks like the game.
It looked the game looked a little worse than the show. It's that like early PS2 GameCube era sort of like.
I think that game was released in 2005.
It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what it fucking looks like. Not when it came out. So, I mean, that was pretty funny. It might just be because I just had like, when we were playing, I had the sudden memorization of Hugh, the character. His fucking voice.
Oh, hi there, Jimbo.
Like, Michael can't even do it justice. It's like so weird and perfect. Hey there, Jimbo. I gotta build toys at the toy factory, Jimbo.
Listen, Eric.
What?
That Hugh impression. That's just the best Hugh impression of all time. Good. It's so good.
9.1 out of 10. I'm sorry, 8.3 out of 10.
Would bang.
Would bang.
Yeah, I would bang that impression.
Mario Sticker Star, 8.3 out of 10. Would bang. Sticker system doesn't work. Would bang.
Eric, I get a paper cut in my dick if I try to do that.
One time I was playing Sticker Star and I got like a stapler stuck on my dick.
You know
That's
what?
true.
Alonso made a joke in a recent playthrough. It was just like Ethan was guiding him through how to make an account on like my anime list or something like that, and then like Alonso's just like, instructions unclear, got dick stuck in fan.
You did the same thing for my my stupid ass how to write a paper. He said, oh wait, no, it might have been actually both Ethan and Alonso did. Ethan on, like, I posted that video on Facebook too, and Ethan was like, what'd he say? He says unclear, ended up in alley without kidney or something like that. And then Alonso said something like, got dick stuck in printer.
Yep, that's them, all right. So now,
I like,
ladies and folks,
you know what I like? You know what I like about Game Mavericks?
What?
I feel like you're outnumbered. I like that. Michael, I'm worried. Like I've said before, I'm worried about you. You are a power-hungry monster in real life. You put on this act of, oh, I'm so objective, and I'm so smart. But in reality, you just want that sweet ad revenue. I know you. I know his game, and I think Ethan and Alonso balance you out a little bit. You know, they keep you in check. They are the judicial and legislative branch to your executive branch.
Yeah. So basically, what I'm showing off here is that bullet bill cannons can be experience point generators.
Yeah,
if you use
change the
them.
subject.
So basically, what you do is every time you kill a bullet bill, you get 1 star point, and you can just keep farming them until you get over 100 star points in one battle. They took this out of Thousand Year Door, but I mean, like, hypothetically, I could gain a full level just by killing these things. But
now hold on just a minute.
you're keeping that in, by the way.
Okay. Do I have
but
to
basically
do
what
I
I
have
was
to add a works consulted section to the description?
This isn't fucking college, Eric.
You don't think Matt and Mark Chapman? Is it Mark?
Matt and Mike Chapman.
Mike. You don't think they're gonna sue me?
No, I
I'm
don't
not gonna
think so.
sue Game Mavericks Limited Incorporated from Pasadena,
There's a border
California.
around the footage, so they won't find it ever.
They won't find it ever.
Yeah, but I basically why I put that there is because, like, I decided that I didn't want to waste too long trying to do that, so I just cut out a bunch of footage of me bouncing on bullet bills.
You cut off a bunch.
And basically, the quote I used was, "This will go on forever if you let it."
Okay. Which is kind of stupid that you're explaining it to me now, because they just heard that. I like how you can see
Eric
Mario.
couldn't hear.
You can see Mario through the door. Interesting. I never really noticed that. Is that a Wii U specific thing?
No.
Because you think I would have noticed that.
By the way, Eric, don't you think that chain sprite, don't you think it's weird that chain sprite is in this game?
No. What, are you fucking stupid?
Okay, so trying to fight this boss while tattling made it a lot more challenging.
When are you gonna answer? By the way, this episode's gonna come out way after this. It probably is answered, but I asked you a perfectly good question for the Unversed cast, and 3 podcasts later, it hasn't been answered. Explain yourself.
I think this coming episode that will come out on,
you better spend
probably
30 minutes on my question.
Let's see.
30 minutes.
Today is Wednesday, March 16th. So the part that comes out on Friday the 18th or Saturday the 19th will contain an answer to your question, Eric.
Have you already recorded it?
Yeah. I don't have time to edit it because I'm a college student.
Loser! Everybody knows college is for douchebags.
By the way, the music that's playing right here is a remix of the final boss theme from Super Mario Bros. 3, which was also used for the Bowser boss battle at the beginning of Super Mario RPG.
Fun fact, this is actually a remix of the Japanese national anthem.
Yeah. Or as, there's like a part in South Park, the Stick of Truth, where you go to Canada, and the way that Alonso described it is that they play the Canada theme song. You know, oh Canada.
I haven't played it, but I think I've watched portions of it. I did see that part.
Yeah.
What do you think of South Park, Michael?
The stuff I've watched, I mean, like, sometimes it's pretty funny, and then other times it's just sort of raunchy and, like, intentionally offensive just for the sake of being intentionally offensive.
I farted. I don't know if the mic picked that up.
Alexander 2016.
You're welcome.
Real quick.
I totally get that. I don't like care about being raunchy, so the most part, most of what I've seen in South Park is fine. There was that pic. I suppose you see that picture later, and in his shell, so we can talk about that later.
Yeah. So like I said, trying to tattle all four of these guys, like they do have slightly different entries, so I tried to show them all off. And I hope that the tower doesn't have its own tattle entry, otherwise I'm gonna be up shit creek.
Probably did. If it does, and you're a hardcore Paper Mario fan, you should comment, leave a very angry comment, like with unnecessarily offensive insults towards Michael for not tattling on the tower. Yeah, see, it said Cooper Bros. It's gotta have its own entry.
Well, I fucked up then.
Fucked up.
Eric's gonna go look up the towel entry and put it up on text right now.
Ruined.
Eric's gonna go look up the towel entry and type it on screen right now.
Much like a Bob Ross painting, this has become ruined. You have to throw it out and start over. Wait, are these all really similar?
The second section of each towel entry is similar, but the first chunk, they're each unique.
Oh,
so
okay.
if you picked up that thunderbolt back before the castle, then you should have that. By the way, these guys are TMNT parodies because they're Ninja Koopas.
Where's the pizza?
Where's the shitty Michael Bay movie where they're all aliens?
All right, Michael, you're walking down the street eating a newt eye, when all of a sudden a manhole poops open, and all of a sudden, hey man! That's right, Michelangelo. He says, hey man, where can I get some pizza? Can I borrow $1 for some pizza?
What is this? What is with this pattern? These stories, I know,
man,
I perpetuate.
I don't know what you're talking about. I need some fucking pizza right now. I'm gonna put a fucking skull through your goddamn brain.
Wasn't there an episode of Teen Titans Go?
I don't understand. I've never seen that TV show before, man.
There's an episode of Teen Titans Go where.
Listen, if you don't give me a fucking $1 and tell me where a pizza place is,
fine,
I'm gonna
take the
fucking kill.
and there's a pizza place down the street. Fuck off.
Which street, man? Come on, man. I'm just trying to, get some radical pizza. What do you mean that one?
The one I'm pointing at.
I can't see you. Turtles are blind. You know that.
Well, in that case, why don't you take this circular object, which is definitely pizza. Spoiler alert, I give him the manhole cover. Here's your pizza. Since you're blind, take that and eat that and fuck off.
I'm blind, not numb, you stupid idiot. Hey, Raphael! Cut this motherfucker's fingers off. Then you get thrown down the manhole and you die. You lose, Michael.
So does that mean that I don't have to answer your questions anymore?
Okay, so you're at the pearly gates. You're at the pearly gates. You walk up, big man with a big beard, and you're like, God? And he says, hey, what's up, man? Join the bro army. That's right. Now
Holy
you have
shit.
to convince
PewDiePie is God.
You have to
in
convince,
this hypothetical
you
universe.
have to convince PewDiePie to let you into heaven. Michael, what do you do?
Well,
you know his hilarious sense of humor.
I tell him that I will destroy all the barrels in the world if he lets me in.
You make a few good period jokes.
What?
You make a few good period jokes. You grab a webcam and play some Slender. And he's like, I don't know. This guy's sort of taking my style. Gotta do. What are you gonna do? He says, if you want to get into heaven, you gotta start a Let's Play channel that's original enough, but also unoriginal enough for me to like it. That's my PewDiePie impression, by the way. Oh, he's some sort of Swedish guy. Did you see the video that's on the front of the YouTube everywhere of scare PewDiePie, and it was had something to do with some sort of commercial for basically advertisement for YouTube Red.
Yeah. Fun fact, there's also a RedTube series where PewDiePie strips down to bare ass and dances.
I assume it was indeed actually PewDiePie.
Oh yeah, it definitely was.
There's that.
By the way, Eric,
picture.
have you ever heard of Rule 34?
Yes, Michael, I've heard of Rule 34.
You know, I came up with Rule 47.
What is Rule 47?
Rule 47 is that if it exists, there's a wiki for it. No exceptions.
Oh yeah.
And then Rule 48 is that says
So
that
if I look up Bad Rats Wiki right now, I'm gonna find it.
you know what, I wouldn't be surprised, but if it
I
isn't,
don't,
then
you're in
Rule
trouble.
48 dictates that eventually one will be created.
There's it. No. I mean, there's an indie game bundle wiki, and then there's a page for Bad Rats. There's a TV
close
trope.
enough.
There's a TV tropes page exactly for Bad Rats. Also, it's getting a sequel due to its so bad it's good consensus.
I'm gonna send you a link to a Wikipedia or a Wikia rather that shouldn't exist but does.
Which one?
I'm gonna give you the link real quick,
Real
and then
quick?
Eric's gonna put up a screenshot.
No, I won't. I might. I don't know. I don't fucking care. Job's way too much work. Hold on. What the fuck? Where'd the link go?
Did it not open?
It was there and then it wasn't, Michael. It disappeared.
It's like the link that never was.
Send it again.
Okay.
Now. Hurry up. The people are waiting. Twink is talking.
Eric, I think that's offensive to the LGBTQIA community, and I want you to apologize for that. Oh, come on. That's not the link I copied.
Let me tell you something about Twonk over here. Worst. I already saw this. You've already posted this on Twitter. Although that is pretty funny. Are there any pages on this wiki?
Yes, there are. Like, you can read about who Kitty Galore is.
So, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're talking, there's a cats and dog wiki for like the movie Cats and Dogs, like that shitty CG. Did it actually get a sequel?
Yes, it did. It's called The Cats and Dogs, The Revenge of Kitty Galore. Get it? It's like Pussy Galore from James Bond.
Oh,
It's a pun. Because kitties and pussies, you know,
Michael,
it's funny.
Michael, the world we live in is so terrible.
So, but that thing
Not
I
even
said earlier
Twonk's
about
stupid
how Peach does stuff in this game. So basically, she's trying to find a secret passage out of her room because she remembers one of her ministers telling her about that.
She's not capable of beating up the guards? Wow, this game is for the patriarchy. This game should be abolished. Wow. This game was created by a bunch of cis white males.
It was probably created by a bunch of cis Japanese males.
I don't know about those Japanese, man.
Are they white? You'll
I'm just
never
kidding.
know.
My question is, what is it with Japanese media and depicting people as white? Like, pretty,
Apparently
like
that
pretty
has
Europeanized white, not just like.
apparently that has a lot to do with. I read this great article about that. It has a lot to do with how their notions of the quote default human being. Like, for example, if here in the United States, if you were to draw a stick figure, most people would assume that it's a cis white male. If it was just a regular stick figure, but if you add like a bow on its head and its hair, or give it long hair or a skirt, then people will think it's female.
Sure.
So basically, when it comes to anime characters and manga character designs, they look at it and they see it primarily as Japanese first, unless if you give it a distinctive feature that looks westernized. Like, there are Western looking characters in Japanese media that are like explicitly Western, and they like give them specific eye shapes and nose shapes to make it clear to the Japanese audience that these are supposed to be foreigners.
Huh.
So they see most manga characters as Japanese, unless if they give them a specific eye, or you know. You can look that up on the interwebs. By the way, we're reading Bowser's Diary right now. which I think is funny. Because like with Bowser's like this big tough evil villain in this game, and then he just has a diary.
I was talking about Pee Wee Herman, or whatever his actual name is, the other day. How he got,
he's
like,
a sex offender.
Yeah, he got arrested for jacking off in like a, I don't know if it was it was
a porn theater.
Yeah, I just didn't know what they were actually called. But then like later, after his life, you know, came down to shambles after his TV show was canceled and so on and so forth, he like was arrested for like molestation and stuff.
Yeah. So basically what Peach and Twink found out...
I don't try to offend people, man, it just happens.
Peach and Twink read Bowser's diary just now, and they found out that the next star spirit is in Dry Desert. I like this little scene right here. Oh no, I can't believe I left my secret diary lying out. It would be so embarrassing if somebody read that thing.
Wasn't that why you were asking that one question on whether or not, like, in RPGs you should, like, at Let's Plays of RPGs, whether or not you should read aloud the text?
Yeah, like, that's why I haven't been reading out most of the text. Because, like, it was pretty much 50-50. It's just, like, I don't want to alienate the half of people who don't want it by including it for the half of people who do want it.
Yeah.
Because the half of people who do want it will probably still watch if I don't have it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was just like...
I think it would take, like, with like an RPG especially, it'd like take too much of the time to have us sitting here doing voices and shit.
Yeah.
When people can read. The only problem I have, like, with it, like, I'm very much in the camp of I don't like when people read it aloud. I'm very much in that camp. But I will say...
Which is why you didn't like my Shield Knight impression.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very much in that people can fucking read. And if they can't, too bad. I mean, you can probably tell what's going on from context anyway. If it's a good story. But, I guess the only problems I have is whenever I'm watching, like, some sort of, like, Let's Play or whatever sort of content. Sometimes, if you're talking over stuff like we've been doing constantly, you can be like, you can either be like, oh, I was busy listening to them and now I have no clue what the fuck is going on, or I was busy reading it and now I have to go back and see what they were talking about, which is usually horseshit in our case. I like the word horseshit. I feel like it particularly sums up this.
It just gives your palate a nice feel, you know?
Yeah,
horseshit.
Exactly. Horseshit. Horseshit. ZBros is horseshit. Can that be like our like little subtitle? ZBros. Horseshit.
Horseshit on the internet that you can watch for free.
Horseshit on the internet is perfect. Oh, it's catchy. It sums up our horrible show that we call a show even though it's not a show. It's perfect. Horseshit on the internet. And then we can like change like one of the letters to look like a horse's head. And then like another one of the letters to look like one of those little ice cream poops. It'll be perfect. I'm telling you, rebranding for ZBros coming up.
Eric, you should Photoshop that and make that a reality and post it on the Twatters.
I would love to if I had the time and if
or you could post it here in this episode.
I don't know. It all depends. From week to week, sometimes I have too much spare time and sometimes not enough. But I would love to. I would love to. This summer, man, we can record a bunch of shit and I might.
Yeah, that's gonna be great. It is.
I would love to do. I know this is completely irrelevant in episode at the end of episode whatever of Paper Mario, but I would really love to do like a sort of like playthrough where sort of like you play through Dark Souls with me helping you, but not in a way that spoils it. I think that'd be great. I don't know if you'd like that game very much, but even if not for this channel, if you could just like sit down and I edit it and take care of all that stuff, I think that'd be great.
Maybe.
But I don't know. That's up to you.
If not, I'm gonna play through it and have you sit there and watch.
I suppose it's only fair if I'm making you beat Secret Rings.
Well, beat the game.
Yes, you gotta finish it, man.
That game, but it gets so fucking stupid and like hard.
That's the idea.
I thought we were just gonna, dip the toes in.
Nope, we're finishing the game.
If
we
we're
don't have to
finishing
finish
the game,
all the
you're
little
definitely
bit.
sitting down and playing some Dark Souls. If you get stuck, then I'll help you out, but...
Alright, well, this has been episode, 8 of Pepper Mirion. We'll see you guys next time.
Can we talk about how, several times I've mentioned just, this has been... Oh, that's weird. All of a sudden, in episode 36, we're talking about Jeremy Neutron or whatever, and it turns out to actually be. That's happened twice now.
It has.
First in the A Hero's Tale, and then in Star Fox Adventures, and it fucking creeped me out. I was like, wait a minute, this is episode 33 or whatever. Anyway. Now that you've been looking at a either blank screen or a screen where I put some sort of stupid picture or GIF up for a while, we can go now. You're excused, Michael.
You aren't excused until the bell rings, my friend, and then even then, and not until I say so.
Fucking ding dong, bitch.